For our third and final video over notes for functions, we are going to introduce the functions of verbs, action verbs as well as being verbs and their objects. First of all, there are two types of action verbs in the English language, transitive and intransitive. And to figure out which one is which, you've got to know what a direct object is and all that stuff. So we will cover all those things now. A transitive verb is an action verb that is followed by a direct object. That is a great definition of a transitive verb. It's unbelievably useful for you, and you obviously know what a transitive verb is now. Except you may not have any freaking clue what a direct object is, which kind of makes it a useless definition. So let's cover direct object. A direct object is the thing upon which the action was performed. It is always in the predicate of the sentence, as it must follow the main verb. It has to. Ask the question what or whom after the main verb, and the answer will be the direct object. Mr. Householder threw the book. Through what? The book. So the book would be the direct object. That noun phrase would be the direct object. The student slapped the teacher. Slapped is the action. Slapped what? No answer. Slapped whom? The teacher. So the teacher would be the direct object. That means slapped is a transitive verb. Okay? So the direct object is the thing upon which the action was performed. The indirect object is the recipient of the direct object. Okay? The indirect object can be either a noun phrase or a prepositional phrase. If it's a prepositional phrase, it will probably start with the prepositions to or for. The example sentences, Mr. Householder threw the book to me. Through is the action. Through what? The book. And then who or what received the book? Well, I did it, to me. So through is a transitive verb because there is a direct object. The book is the direct object. And then to me would be the indirect object. In the second example, Mr. Householder threw me the book. Through is an action verb. Through what? The book. So that is the direct object. And who received the book? Me. So me would be the indirect object. The other type of action verb is called an intransitive verb. An intransitive verb is an action verb that does not have any direct object following it. An intransitive verb does not need anything following it in the sentence. For example, my coach yelled. So that would be an intransitive verb because there is no direct object following it. The action verb is yelled because there's nothing following it. So that is obviously an intransitive verb. However, there can be other things after an intransitive verb also. As long as they are not a direct object, the verb is intransitive. My coach yelled loudly to the players. Okay? Yelled is the action. Yelled what? Nothing, unless he actually yelled the word loudly, in which case that would be in parentheses. Or, yes, no, not parentheses. It would be in quotation marks. That's what it would be in. Good job, English teacher. So yelled what? No answer. Yelled whom? No answer. So yelled would be an intransitive verb there. Okay? The other type of verb that you could have is called a be verb. Be verbs are verbs that are formed of the word be. Am, are, is, was, and were. Okay? So they're the verbs that tell a state of being. They can perform the function of either a linking verb or an intransitive verb. We're not really going to cover linking verbs, mostly because we're running out of time in the school year. But they could also be an intransitive verb. The lawnmower is in the garage. Is a be verb. The wrestler is here. Is a be verb. Okay? So, looking at these, looking at what we've got, here are some sample sentences. The green cat ran to the mall. The green cat is a noun phrase subject. That's stuff we've already covered. Ran is an action, so that means it's got to be either transitive or intransitive. Ran what? No answer. Ran who? No answer. So that means that it is an intransitive verb because it is an action. To the mall is a prepositional phrase. It is adverbial because it's telling us where the cat ran. And the sentence is declarative. On the sentence down here, Terry gave me the book. Terry is a noun phrase subject. We've covered that already. Gave is an action, so it's a main verb. It's either transitive or intransitive. Gave what? The book. So that means this verb is transitive. That means the book is the direct object. Who or what received the book? Me. So this noun phrase is the indirect object. And this sentence is also declarative. Okay, so here are 5 sentences for you to diagram on your own. Go ahead and write those down on a sheet of paper and diagram them to the best of your ability. While you're doing that, hit pause so the video will pause, and then after you are done, go ahead and unpause it, and we'll go over the answers real quick. Okay, the first sentence. The very tall man ran the concession stand. Very tall, adjective phrase describing man, noun phrase subject. Okay, ran is an action. Ran what? The concession stand. So the concession stand is a noun phrase direct object. Because we have a direct object, this is a transitive verb. The next sentence. Mr. Ward gave me a red mechanical pencil. Mr. Ward gets a bracket because it's a proper noun. That is the subject. Gave is an action, so it's a transitive verb or an intransitive verb. Gave what? A red mechanical pencil, so that is a direct object. Because we have a direct object, it is a transitive verb. Me received the mechanical pencil, so that is the indirect object. Next sentence. The teacher and his students talked loudly. The teacher is a noun phrase subject. His students is a noun phrase subject. Um, his is a pronoun that's a determiner because it is a possessive pronoun. I just wanted to point that out. The conjunction connects the two subjects to make one subject. Talked is an action. That means the verb is either transitive or intransitive. Talked what? No. Talked whom? No. So because it's an action verb and there is no direct object, this is an intransitive verb, IV. And loudly is an adverb that's adverbial. And this sentence is also declarative. Mr. Householder is the coolest teacher. Besides being true, it's a sentence that we can learn from. Actually, not true, but that's okay. Mr. Householder gets a bracket, the noun that's nominal, noun phrase subject. Is the main verb. It is not an action. It is a be verb. So it's neither transitive or intransitive because it's not an action. It's a be verb. The coolest teacher is a noun phrase. It is adjectival because it describes Mr. Householder and it is part of the verb phrase predicate. And that sentence is also declarative. The last sentence is not declarative. It's a command, so it is imperative. Go to the store and get some milk. First of all, we've got to add you. You is a pronoun. It's nominal. Whenever we add the word you to the diagram, it's always going to be the noun phrase subject, and it's going to go straight into the sentence. We've got a conjunction here connecting two verb phrase predicates. One of these verbs is intransitive, and one of these verbs is transitive, and that depends upon whether we have a direct object after the action. Go what? No answer. Go whom? No answer. So you have no direct object, so this one is intransitive. Over here, get what? Some milk. That means some milk is the direct object. That means this verb is transitive. Okay? So now you have finished all of your notes. I will post a couple more sentences, videos with sentences for you to diagram and learn from. Be ready to take your quiz on Friday.